So the new November daily program just dropped and we found out all of the cards we'll be getting this month for the daily moments. However, I want to actually use this video to talk about some of the content we've got in MLB The Show 21. Talk about these daily programs and where I think they should really be improved upon. I'm not sure how many more of these cards we're going to get throughout the year. My gut is telling me this is going to be the last month of the new rewards with how the new program is set up. So I wanted to just break down the daily awards, offer my opinions on it all, critiques, all of that stuff, and talk about where this stuff could maybe improve next year and then we'll be 22 whenever we get that. At the end of the day, man, there's a lot to talk about with this type of content drop and what is right and what is wrong with it. Let's get into it. So I planned on actually recording another video for today, and I decided to actually move that off one day just because of this new daily award program, and I thought it was going to be something valuable to talk about. One thing I want to do at this latter part of the year, I think, as we move towards the next game and we're slowing down on content in this game, I want to start using some of these videos to talk about some of the things in the game, offer my opinions where I think they could improve, but also just chat with you guys and get a good conversation going about all of this stuff. And today we're going to talk about the daily awards program and talk about what was good and what was bad with the programs this year, including this current one, because I think that there was some room to improve with these. So this new November program dropped today, and just to go through it in case you didn't see it, we have the Rewind Pack, which gives you the previous Evo cards that allow you to Evo to the next level. These are cards from previous programs if you didn't complete them. Then you have the two new ones, Mike Scott and Robin Yount. Just to get a look on the cards, I'll show you them very quickly. Robin Yount was supposed to be released apparently when Wander Franco was released. He was actually supposed to be Wander in that inning program, but they actually decided to not release him because Wander came up. It was very relevant for the time. They had apparently a screenshot in the game with like the boss pack or something, and Yount was like the original screenshot from what I had heard from people. I didn't actually see it myself, but apparently that's what the case was with this card. And honestly, the card isn't the worst ever, you know, solid contact, middle of the road power. I mean, you'll see him on the Brewers theme teams and all that as a shortstop. I mean, he's not the worst card ever, but again, there's definitely better shortstops. Like Honus Wagner, I feel like is basically better in every way, but that's only one card. Then you have 99 Mike Scott, which has that 120 hits per nine, which is nice, the high stamina. Just the control isn't great, and the pitch mix is not easy to pitch well with, I would say. He's got vertical movement, horizontal movement, but you know, the fastball isn't enough to really get you late on the ball enough. Probably okay slider. The splitter is probably going to be his go-to pitch, but also splitters are tough to throw. I mean, listen, you can actually maybe do something with this card. I just don't think people are rushing to get Mike Scott on their teams other than, you know, those Astros theme team folk. And then you go to the latter part of the program at 25 stars. Even though the card art isn't loading, we have 99 Reggie Jackson. The power looks good, but, you know, the defense being low silver, the 99 and 93 contact is definitely a little low. And the reason that I think this card is a little bit of a miss, because it's Reggie Jackson, you know. It was kind of timely to release him in October, and that's one thing to not drop him. That's okay, in my opinion. But to wait this long to drop him early in November and to give him 99 and 93 contact, I just don't see who really uses this card other than people making theme teams. Genuinely don't know who is going to really want to complete this program to get Reggie. I know on All-Star difficulty, contact isn't the biggest deal. You can use him. I think a lot of people would enjoy this card. But I think just looking at the contact, people are gonna stick with the guys they already have and have been using over this card. And it's very fair to do so. There are a lot of really good bats with better hitting attributes that you would use as a bench bat over him. So why do I kind of think this is a big deal? Why do I really want to say these cards aren't great? Why is it important? Because the daily program is essentially the part of the game that is trying to get people to play each day. It's giving you a moment to do every single day while you maybe do other stuff on the game, but it's a reason to get you on the game, you know? If you're someone who doesn't play the game every day naturally like me, at this point in the year, there are other games coming out like Call of Duty, Battlefield, maybe you play Madden and 2K. Some people may not have the drive to play the game every day, so the daily moments could be a good way to get people to hop on and maybe do other stuff, you know? And if people saw these cards, especially if you know, are slowly fading off this game, trying other games, I feel like it's gonna not get you to want to hop on and do your daily moments. Like, I don't think many people are going to go out of their way to do this. I mean, I tweeted out my initial thoughts on the card, and a lot of people have been saying they stopped playing the daily moments for a little while. So overall, I think it's kind of a miss. And I don't think there's anything intrinsically wrong by putting some fun, good cards in the daily program. I mean, just to offer some reflection, we kind of had at the start of the year, we had 92 Sheffield, which at a point in the game when he was revealed and like released, he was an appealing card. Most people were using 88 overall cards. He was a viable third baseman. And then by the time we got him halfway through the month, it was kind of a little late for people to use him, and he didn't even make my team at all. Then we got 93 Britton, which was a solid lefty reliever. There's aren't many lefty relievers, so he was going to have a place on most teams. He just didn't really play that well, unfortunately, this Britton, just because all of his fastballs are the same speed. So for me, he didn't do well, but I don't hate the Britton card. And Pablo was a solid bat versus lefties. He's a switch hitter, and he was a solid bat versus righties. Diamond defense, but again, you know, at this point was right around Team Affinity 3, and I think people used those cards over him. But, you know, Pablo was actually attractive at that point. And it started to get a little downhill with McCutchen here. McCutchen also not the worst card ever, you know, solid contact, very well-rounded card. It's just that there were maybe more appealing options at this point in the game that people used over him. But again, this card wasn't the worst either. Then it really started to hit a drop once the 99s came. Cy Young, I know a lot of people who just didn't really give this card a light of day just because of the pitch mix. It's very difficult to pitch effectively, and I think that it is kind of known that Cy Young is the most popular card. Hey, I mean, it's not bad he's doing in the daily moments, you know? Not the worst thing ever. No, it's free milestone card. But I haven't faced this card once this year, I don't think. And I've heard of only like one person maybe say that they liked them in the comments of my videos. I just don't know what the purpose of this card was really, other than just like be collection fuel. Jim Thome as well. You know, people like Jim Thome cards, but this one just lacked attributes versus lefties. Seemed like the 84 contact and 101 power could have been a little bit more viable for people. I don't even think he was that great of a bench bat versus righties either. If you looked at him in comparison to the 96 Thome, that bat's actually a better bench bat versus righties. So it's weird to kind of see how this went. And people started to lose the drive to do daily moments. And this is just me offering my critique because I want the best for the game. And I think that it would be fun if the daily moments gave us very exciting players that made us want to play every day. And I know there may be some counter to this. You know, maybe they feel they don't want to put anything too good behind a daily program because not everyone can play every day. Not everyone can play every 3 days now that they have the 3 days of moments. So they don't want to put anything too good behind that potentially. Put that wall behind people and leave those cards attainable to people who maybe don't play as much. I think it's fair, but to counter it with how inning programs are now set up, you do have to play the game very regularly to keep up with the inning program. I mean, if you're not playing the game regularly, you have to do the showdowns, the conquest, and the player programs just to keep up with it. And at that point, your time spent playing the game is just doing that basic stuff. And, you know, maybe not everyone wants to spend their little amount of time playing the game doing a conquest or a showdown, and maybe they want to play ranked or BR. So that's my counter to it. If you're going to offer really good cards in the inning program, you know, obviously the bosses were dubs. I love Willie Mays. I think this card could be nasty, even though not everyone's loved him. Ernie and Sale are very solid 99s too. I think that you could maybe put a little bit better cards in the daily programs. I mean, also, I think it kind of comes to show that Evos could have been a little more. Evos were something that we loved last year. People loved the concept of it. We had a Jackie Robinson Evo that lasted over multiple months, and they made him progressively better, which people thought was pretty cool. And I thought it was gonna be cool this year to hopefully see an improvement on them. But it seems like this year, all they did was just throw these cards in the dailies, give people a second bronze card that, to be frank, most people aren't using other than, you know, the occasional BR draft. And then you get a diamond card out of it anyway. So if you were to ask me, I think that the dailies could offer some improvement to Evos. They could offer some improvement to the cards that you get. And obviously they improved this by giving you 3 days to do moments. But I think there's still more to be improved. You know, maybe there's more appealing rewards to add to the back end of them too, because the packs were kind of getting mad these last couple months. But what do you think about the dailies? What do you think could be improved? Do you like the dailies? Are you going to be doing these dailies this month? Obviously, I'm playing the game every day. I'm going to be doing them. I have no reason not to. I'm not going to like do much more than just get Reggie Jackson, and that's gonna be it. This is just my critiques, things that I want to see improve. I could be very nitpicky here. Maybe I'm over critiquing some things. I really don't think I am, but I think I just want to see these get better for next year. Give people more of a fun reason to play the game. For a while, the dailies were great. They seemed like they were a solid fit at that point, the games you were working through, and then they started to kind of ease up a bit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you did. I'm going to be doing this type of stuff here and there as we get to the latter part of the year. I like to discuss this type of stuff. At the end of the day, I love talking MLB The Show, not just playing it. And I can only offer so much informational advice. I think it's fun to just chat about this stuff and talk about where we can maybe improve upon this game in the near future. But you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all again on a video later this week. Deuces.